Children killing each other for sport? Welcome to the modern world. Greetings, citizens of the Internet Kingdom. I'm here today with another book review. I just finished reading The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. That about sums up my opinion, but let's dive in a little further, shall we? The Hunger Games takes place in this kingdom, but years and years into the future. Our heroine, Katniss, lives in one of the poorer districts of the country. She has to hunt illegally in the woods with her best friend Gale to help feed her family. Every year, the ruling government holds what they call the Hunger Games. 2 children, a boy and a girl, from each district are selected. They travel to the capital, are placed in an elaborate arena, and are then forced to fight one another to the death. I'm being completely honest. At the selection, Katniss's little sister Prim is selected to fight in the Hunger Games. Well, she can't have that. Prim is the person she loves most in the world, and she's only, 12 years old? She's practically a baby. Katniss does the only thing she can do and volunteers to take her sister's place. So she's off to fight in the Hunger Games. The boy selected to join her is Peeta, whom Katniss remembers as the boy from years earlier who gave her some bread when she was digging through the garbage for food. Oh, how precious! But also disturbing, as there can only be one winner in the Hunger Games, so Katniss may be forced to try to kill him. This book is messed up. The story goes on to the capital, where Katniss and Peeta train. They're also put in fancy clothes, do TV interviews, and essentially become famous people who are very likely to die within the coming days. In one of the interviews, Peeta reveals that he has a crush on Katniss. Katniss doesn't know what to do with this information. Not to mention they're probably going to die. Anyway, the games finally begin and there are children battling it out brutally. It's disturbing, it's exciting, it's scary, it's intense, it's interesting. Once I understood what was really being said within the story, I loved this book. I don't want to love it, but I do. It's tiny child warfare. But the overall themes of class division, corrupt governments, complicated relationships, and rebellion were just too good. The story was well told, wonderfully written, albeit a little twisted since it's intended for young people. I found the writing clear and not at all complicated, despite the fact that it's really talking about something much bigger than a bunch of children trying to murder one another. The characters and their relationships were complicated, though. Not in a sense that they were difficult to understand. They were complex and real, and their relationships were fragile, but necessary and something I was rooting for. I absolutely adored Katniss. I thought she was a fantastic leading lady for this story. I also found her to be a most excellent role model. She's tough and loves her family, and she's a fighter who fights because she has to fight, not because she wants to fight. I respect her and very much want to befriend her. The Hunger Games was exciting and fast-paced. I barely had time to breathe. And I was really cheering for our protagonist, which conflicted with my humanity, if I'm honest. I was hoping for children to kill other children. What has this book turned me into? I suppose that's the mark of good literature, though. It can shift your perspective and change the way you think. I'm suddenly very aware of social inequality and the power governments really have over their kingdoms. As royalty, I feel it's my responsibility to reflect further on that. I very much enjoyed The Hunger Games. Not only will I be continuing on with the series, but I'll be keeping my eye open for some more dystopian books. That's a new word I learned, dystopia. It means the opposite of a utopia. And now that I think about it, we can probably learn more from a dystopian story than a utopian one. I really need to do some thinking on what this all means for society and ruling a kingdom and everything. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I read it, I loved it, I was disturbed by it, but I loved it, and now I'm forced to look at my world differently. That is both uncomfortable and exciting. And that's going to do it for this book review. Thank you so much for joining me. Do let me know in the comments if there's a book from your kingdom I should read, and consider sharing this video so that we may grow the kingdom. Just click the share button and send this video to your favorite social media. Remember never to judge a book by its cover, because true beauty is found within. Farewell!